loud and ready to flow. BRUDDC and Kitty got a show to glow. Life stories wild like a late night dream. We're spilling the tea and it's hot like steam. BRUDDC and Kitty, we're here to play. Life and gossip every single day. Laugh a little louder, who needs control? It's the BRUDDC and Kitty show. From trending news to the tales untold, spinning the wheel, let the stories unfold. Catch us in the vibe where the chatter grows, with a pair that keeps you on your toes. What's the buzz? What's the word? Spill it fast, haven't you heard? BRUDDC and Kitty, we're here to play. Life and gossip every single day. Laugh a little louder, who needs control? It's the BRUDDC and Kitty show. Truth or dare, we're taking the leap. Stories that'll make you laugh or weep. Tune in now, let the fun explode. This is your stop, it's the BRUDDC code.
Happy hump day, Kitty. Happy hump day. What is up, good people? You are watching BRUDDC and Kitty show. Kitty, how are we doing on this lovely hump day, Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday. I am absolutely fabulous. I did 2 hours working out on my own, right? My daughter went out with her carer. So I stayed at home and I worked out for 2 hours. And it's like you say, sometimes you push yourself a little bit harder, don't you, when you're at home? And I'll probably not be able to walk tomorrow, but...
Yeah. Unfortunately, sometimes that is the problem, though. We overcompensate some days. We think just let's punish ourselves, and then what we end up doing is putting ourselves out of action for another month or something like that, or for another 2 weeks. You set yourself back.
You know, the key is not to stop. So just keep going.
1,000%. You only
because
the
so moment you stop is the moment your body goes, ow. Ow.
The moment you stop, literally, that's when the aches and pains kick in. Shout out to everybody joining the chat. We have a popular little subject today, guys. We mentioned it on This Morning today. Is it ever okay to hit a child? And would you be okay with someone disciplining your child if your child was acting and running amok out on the streets? And the common consensus now is people are saying, like, I think the older school generation are more understanding. I feel like this new generation, these new children today, they're not built for sort of real discipline like they used to, sort of like naughty steps, timeouts.
No time on the iPad.
I never knew about timeouts when I was younger. I just
timeout for me was when I got a clock round the head and I probably blacked out.
Yeah. Old school, within reason, yeah. Of course. Normally, it is obviously within reason. Like
it is within reason. Maybe show the video that we've got.
Let's show the video. It's an oldie. It's a kid being very abusive to a police officer, and then he does the heinous thing of spitting on her after racially abusing her, and she gives him a clobber. Let's have a look and see. Let's I'll get audio.
Problems for an elderly woman, which led to a report and police arriving to arrest them. As he resisted, he claimed his parents had a lot of money and that he could do whatever he wanted. They warned him several times to stop resisting or force would be used, but he responded by spitting on them. The officer made it clear he couldn't mess with her. Did she do the...
Oh yeah. We need to get a remix of that.
Do you know what I mean?
Something about that clap just felt right. Something about that clap just felt right. Like, you know, you're abusing.
My head went quality, quality, just absolute quality. Because to be fair, if that was my child and I saw that video, I'd probably be a little bit angry, but I'd also think to myself, what am I doing? Why does he think that's okay to speak to people like that and to behave that way?
Well, let's digest that, what you just said. You said if it was your child, You'd be a little bit angry. Why would you be angry?
I think I'd be more angry at myself.
Okay.
Because as a parent, I've not done my job. I've not disciplined my child. My
Yeah.
child thinks it's perfectly okay to use the N word to racially abuse somebody, to call them all the names that they want to, and then to spit, which to me is the lowest of the low of the low, to do that. And I feel sorry for police these days because they have no
Yep.
they have no leg to stand on, do they, with children?
Yeah, hands are tied behind their back. I think within reason, obviously now within reason, like you have the law in this country is reasonable and necessary force. So if you are if someone is coming at you with a knife or they're bigger than you, they're threatening, like you can sort of deal reasonable justice on them. In America, it's totally different. You can just shoot them.
Yeah, I was going to say he's very lucky he wasn't in America. Really, when you think about it, I mean that reaction from that woman was a knee-jerk reaction. I would say it was
Yeah.
it was a
And she probably regretted it the moment she done it as well. But
yeah.
some people will say that he needed that clout, like and for me, if it's any of my children misbehaving like that, and if they told me someone had smacked them and I asked them why, and it was for something heinous, acting like that, I'd probably say you deserved it. I probably would say that. There are a lot of parents that would like, oh, how dare you hit my child and blah blah blah. The thing about it is, if that slap for that kid, that might be the reality check that he needs, because one, he's dressed a certain kind of way. He's trying to talk. Well, I don't know what language he's talking, to be honest. If you actually hear the way he speaks, I don't know what language he's actually speaking. But he's trying to embrace this sort of urban sort of gangster sort of attitude sort of thing, which won't go well if he's dropping the N-bomb on police officers and stuff. And the wrong people hear him say something like that, he gets himself in a lot of trouble. And
It might actually be the difference in his life that stops him going to jail and becoming a statistic.
yeah,
That is the difference. What these people don't realise, and I don't want to give you people a lesson in parenting, but sometimes soft parenting is the worst thing you can do, especially with boys, because they need discipline. They need to respect people. They need to show, you need to instill respect into them. As you can hear, my daughter at the moment has so much respect for me. She's upstairs shouting and screaming.
Would you have a problem if I come through the mic and give her a good clout?
No, I really wouldn't. I really wouldn't. I'd actually be scared for you. But she's, if that's my son, because I've got a 26-year-old son, and remember, he's also 6'5", right? So he's a big lad. If I heard of somebody doing that to him and I saw that video, I'd just sit there and go, well, you deserve that. And then I'd be angry at myself, because for him to be in that position, that's my fault.
No way.
That's
sorry, Birdie. There's no way you've got a 30-year-old daughter. No way. As Birdie's in the chat there, she said she's got a 30-year-old daughter. She's never raised her hand to her.
I don't think you have to. I genuinely don't think you have to.
Yeah.
These days,
girls are a bit easier than boys, though. Girls are way. I think it's just it's night and day between girls and boys and raising them, especially if you're in a single mum relationship as well. Way different, I think. But
I think as long as you instill respect into them, you don't need to raise your voice. You don't need to hit them. That's the difference. If you've brought your child up with respect and discipline, you won't need to.
Yeah. Birdie, you don't shouting isn't necessary. It solves nothing. I think it all depends on the child. I think if you're lucky and you get a really good child that listens to you, but sometimes you get children that just go against the grain, or you get children that are just children, and sometimes you might need. I don't know. I think, for instance, Birdie, I don't know if you joined us, but there's a video that we reviewed here quickly, and let's watch it quickly first and see what you think. Where have you gone? Is it this one? No, it's not that one. Where have you blimmin' gone? Let me get you up again. 1 second. Let's find you. Let's find you. Here we go. Let's watch this video. So, Birdie, you let me know what you think about this video. Okay? I'm going to get it up now.
Video shows a teenager spitting on a police officer and learning the hard way that he can't mess with everyone.
Free J money!
He and the friend recording were causing problems for an elderly woman, which led to a report and police arriving to arrest them. As he resisted, he claimed his parents had a lot of money and that he could do whatever he wanted. They warned him several times to stop resisting or force would be used, but he responded by
what are your thoughts then, Birdie? Oh, that serves him right. So you're not against. So you kind of counted your argument there a little bit, Birdie. Yeah. This is what we mean. We mean that, you know, in an ideal world, Kitty, would you want to just come join my live so we can get we can speak to her?
Yeah, sure.
Birdie, just join my live a second. 1 second. I'm just gonna set up guests in a second. I'll set guest up and get guest in here. Settings, change layout, 5, bend back to 3, then save, and set now, and then boom, and then let's get me, boom, 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 boom. Right, I'm going to expand myself, not just so I can show more of my screen. Accept. Oh. Kitty, did you go live? Because we can't get Birdie in now. I wanted you. Yeah, I wanted you to go. Yeah. Bear with us a second, guys. Bear with us a second. Multi-guests. You don't have to come in with your camera, Birdie, by the way. Let's do that again. Let's do it again. Send, set now. Doom. Right. Boom, 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 boom. This is what you get when you copy, paste, reference. Good. Right, there we go. Right, Birdie, come on in. Windows, access your location. Sure, why not? Bonjour. I've requested. Okay. All right. Steady on, girl. Steady on. She's ready, isn't she? She's coming for. She. We are fabulous. He ain't got rich parents. if you watch the video and you hear the way he speaks, he ain't got rich parents. Like, you know, definitely hasn't got rich parents. But I suppose the premise of our argument today was: is it ever okay to discipline a child? And this is what I meant when I said, have you kind of contradicted yourself? Because you said you don't even need to raise your voice. Explain. Explain.
creating monsters like that.
Exactly. Oh, because the mummy and daddy have never once told.
I can't believe you've got a 30-year-old kid, Birdie. That is insane. Mm-hmm. I'm with you.
Don't get me wrong, she's frustrated the absolute
Oh,
due
yeah.
out of me. But I've never once resorted to hitting her or shout, because it's not going to solve anything. I was shouted at as a kid, and all it did was make me retreat and never speak about things again. And I don't want that for her. I'd rather she come to me and say, "Oh God, Mum, this has happened."
Yeah.
Come to me and tell me you're in trouble. Don't hide that you're in trouble from me ever. I'm your mum. Come and talk to me. I'm here.
Yeah.
Well, this is what we're trying to say. You know, if you instill this value into your children, this is the sort of children you will get.
Yeah.
If you don't instill that in your children, that's what you're going to end up with, and it's going to be a case where somebody has to discipline your child, or they'll end up in prison.
It's a literal you reap what you sow, isn't it?
And this is what worries me with the generation that we have today.
Oh yeah, it's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying.
Because
The soft parenting, and I'm a great believer in you don't need to hit children or whatever. If you have, like you say, a good communication with your child, and you're able to talk properly
Yeah.
and respectfully to each other, you have that open line of communication. You've got decent people.
Yeah.
You're bringing, I always say this, and I say this every time, we are the Dr. Frankenstein, and we can create monsters if we're not careful.
Oh yeah, 100% agree with that. 100% agree, because it does start at home.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
when you see children like that, that is poor parenting. I don't care what anyone says.
That's what I put in the chat. I said I'm blaming the parents. I put Susie right, and then I put my kid would never blame the parents. Sorry,
Yeah.
but yeah, blame the parents 100% for this. This is on the parents.
yeah. So I suppose what we're trying to do, I suppose that you can never get a definitive answer in this. It's like, you know, the question is it ever okay to hit a child? And would you mind if someone disciplined your child if, you know, they were acting crazy? Like, for instance, if you saw if that was your child and you saw him acting like that, would you be okay with? Obviously, you probably wouldn't be okay with someone hitting your child, but you can. There is a little bit of, like, I know my parents.
I think in that situation, if that was my kid,
Yeah.
I would embarrass my child so much in front of that person, they'd never ever think about doing it again. I wouldn't. I would raise my voice. At this instance, I would raise my voice and I would embarrass her.
Yeah.
But she wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
She's, you know, but even if it was that situation, I'd just embarrass her.
Yeah, but
I
wouldn't
shout, I wouldn't
in
smack
this
her.
day and age, Birdie, though, you know, there's no doubt about it. Either the parents aren't doing the job, or...
But the thing is, if I didn't embarrass her, social media would embarrass her, because so many people would be on their phones recording that.
Yeah, well, they have. This is a viral video.
Yeah, well, there we go. So,
But it's how he takes it now. Do you not
it's
think
what he does
if,
now, isn't it? It's his next step now.
if his parents go, take a look at yourself, what do you think people think of you right now?
Yeah.
You look like an idiot.
If his parents support him, I will judge them, even though I don't judge people, but that I will frown upon.
Yeah.
That I'd frown upon, because no, you hold your child accountable for that kind of nonsense.
Have you got boys, Birdie?
No, just one girl.
Right. So I have one of each, and I have to admit, boys are a lot harder
Yeah, I can imagine.
to deal with, especially in a situation where there is no father. There's not that male
Yeah.
in the home. So I will admit there's been a lot of arguments between me and my son. Not where we've come to blows or anything, but there's been arguments.
Yeah.
Now I let him go off on one. He goes off on one. He says what he says, and then he'll fit, you know, I'll say, right, this is what I think. take that away, think about it and come back.
Yes.
He usually comes back and apologises and says, I'm really, really sorry. He's got minor Asperger's, not an excuse, but his processing is a little bit different.
No, I get that. Like, my ex had autism, and he used to blame a lot of his stuff on autism. And I used to think, is it his autism or is he just vile? But yeah.
So sometimes with autism, it's very, very tunnel visioned anyway. You're very, very
Yes.
tunnel visioned. You
Yeah.
can't see the outside world. You don't care about the outside world. It's just about making yourself okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And this is where I have to break the process down to my son and sort of get it to a level where he understands where he's gone wrong and why this behaviour is not acceptable.
Yeah. That's it. I think I had to do the same with my ex, to be honest, because I asked him to leave, and at first he took it really bad and started beating himself up, like hurting himself, and I just like, calm down, in a really calm tone. I was like, you need to understand that the reason this is, and then he calmed down after that, but I just chilled out. I didn't get mad at him, I didn't shout at him, I just let him do whatever he was doing.
There are different circumstances and different people that have to be handled differently.
Yeah.
Boys specifically need to grow up with discipline. I don't care what anybody says. They need that father figure. They need that.
My ex never had any father figure till he did till his granddad died at 13, and then at 13 years, what 13-year-old boy is not going to go completely off the rails?
Yeah.
So he lost. He lost everything.
This is the point, though,
and then his mum died a few years after that. So really, he's on his own in life. And I get it, but it doesn't explain his behaviour. And I'm not excusing it, but it's explaining it.
Yeah. There's a lot of lost boys. There's a lot of lost boys. Like, you know, whether we like it or not now, like, you know, just going back to the conversation, like, you know, whether it's ever okay to hit a child, and if it's okay for someone else to discipline your child, like, you know, we know that this generation has a load of. Oh, my mic's really low. I did lower it down because I was getting some sort of.
Yeah, there is some sort of feedback.
Yeah, there's some feedback on it. I'd load it down.
It's normally off my phone, isn't it? It's normally on my end.
You dropped it a little bit, have you? You dropped
mine.
Yeah.
What, the phone? Yeah, but it has got a very protective cover on it. But I have dropped it once. I've only dropped it once though.
I'm loud enough. I'm loud now. I hope. I'm loud now. I hope.
Yeah, you're loud now. We can hear you.
Okay.
Now.
Yeah. No. I was just saying, like, you know, just going back to the conversation. Like, is it ever okay for someone else to discipline your child? Do children need a clip round the ear? Is probably the question I'm asking everyone. And we know that for whatever reason, there's a whole load of young boys growing up today, they're out in the streets, they're acting unruly, they're robbing people, they're attacking like that young boy was harassing a pensioner, I believe, like, you know.
Yeah,
that's a true patriot.
But things like that start at home. If you're not telling them from a young age, oh, you don't do things like that, that's naughty, that's wrong, you respect your elder, you've got to instill this stuff early on. You can't just wait for them to be a teenager and hope for the best.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that.
But do you not think, I mean, you may be of a similar age to me, but do you not think that this generation of parents are quite lazy?
Yes, they are very lazy. They rely on iPads to raise the children and the internet. Mm-hmm. And nothing's the same as what it was when we were in the younger generation. I mean, I grew up in the 80s when there was no internet and, you know, everyone went to grandma's for the weekend. I grew up when it was a happier time, to be honest.
I was a 70s, 80s. And my mum only had to give me one look.
Yeah, same.
And it was, wait till your dad gets home. You know, and then because my mum's only 4'11", as I grew older and she couldn't, you know, like I went through that rebellious stage, she got a metal spoon.
Yeah, we used to have a wooden spoon, but my brother always used to like put his homework diary in his back pocket, but I had to wear a school skirt, so I didn't have that luxury. There's my brother, highly cushioned, and there's me getting a severe wooden spoon in.
Do you think it done you any harm, though? Did that do you any harm, getting that justice, getting that discipline?
Mentally, yes, it did. Mentally, yeah.
Explain.
And physically, to be fair.
Explain.
Because, like, you're in a place, you're living in a home, right, with your parents and your family. That is the one place in the world where nobody is supposed to hurt you. You're supposed to feel safe. It's supposed to be a safe environment where you can say what you feel. But no, not everybody gets that luxury. Some kids do get hurt and stuff, and I don't agree with it. because of that, I would never ever raise my voice or hit my kid because of the upbringing I had.
Yeah.
Because I don't agree with it at all. It never did me no favours. It made me worse. It made me rebel against them and hate them and want to do even worse things.
Would you say you were a naughty child, though?
I was a troubled child because I knew I was adopted all my life, and my parents were my first bullies, so I was very troubled.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I have said that in the on our
I remember.
podcast.
I remember. I was just remembering your little. It's like
Yeah.
when it's like I've got like a computer. When people say things, it's like, okay, I remember now.
Bless you.
I can only do so much. Like, you know, sometimes I have interviewed over 300, like over 200 people minimum in the last 2
I know,
years.
God bless
And
you. But no, I mean, like I say, it could go either way. I mean, people who get treated bad, they could go the other way and start beating their own children and doing exactly the same. They can follow that same pattern.
Yeah.
It goes either way.
Yeah. I would
It's
say,
a 50-50.
Yeah, I would say most people that have had a sort of like more like Kitty's generation, sort of even our generation to an extent,
Our generation,
with a
yeah,
mum,
that's fair.
with a mum and dad in the house.
Yes.
There was always the threat of dad when dad got home, and that was enough normally to straighten most people out.
To be fair, my threat was always grandma. Like, you wait till I tell your grandma, because I was scared buggerless of my grandma. And granddad was a policeman, so they always used to threaten me with the police. No, but it was good. I was terrified of my grandma and granddad as a kid, but in that respectful way. They'd never touched me. They've never once yelled at me. They were lovely people, but I was always terrified of them. I always had that fear.
Mum's threat was wait till dad gets home. Yet my dad never, ever, ever laid a hand on me.
Yeah.
So
It's funny, but you've still got
your mum
that
would get the
fear.
spoon out, she'd beat you with a spoon, then she'd say, wait till your dad gets home.
Yeah.
You didn't need dad getting home, you already had the spoon, no?
Yeah.
Or my mum's Chinese and she'd got like really thick fingernails.
Did you want to come up or something, did you?
And literally get me on the back of the legs. She'd just clip
Oh,
me on the
that's
back
a
of the legs.
savage place.
Yeah. And she used to have these really like thick nails and it used to just get me every time that back of the legs. Oh, mum.
No, my auntie, like all of us cousins, when we played together, we played up together. We were bloody walking up. There was 8 of us, for God's sake. We were feral. We were just feral children. And like my auntie used to line us all up so she could smack all her legs at the same time. And every single smack, you could see her adjusting a ring, just that little bit, so she'd catch us with a ring. We're like, you bitch.
That sounds.
Oh my
little,
God!
that
I'm so happy.
That sounds a little tedious. Welcome, sir. How goes you?
Welcome, man. Oh, I'm so in love with the most sexy, fetish woman from Nottingham. Fucking Kitty, mom. You're still alive. No, I'm joking. How's love, man?
Hi.
How are we doing, sir? Did you have something? Did you have something you wanted to add to the conversation?
Yeah, I want to marry Kitty. No, the bullshit. But no, you know what it is? I'm joking. Eh? You know what it is? I'm a traveler. I'm a scout. You know, my dad hit me with his ring. My mother knew to. You know where you do the big brown thing where you do the mats on the floor. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
You
mum.
know that?
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, you clean that. My t-shirt, school. He hit me with a lineal on my finger. It's normal, you know. I'm not dying if you get some smacks, you know.
No, I get
Smacking up.
that.
You know what it is? If you don't have fucking respect, you don't have discipline, and you don't have rules for your children, they must, yeah.
Yeah, but you don't have to beat respect into your children.
No, I don't think
Hey,
that.
listen. I have a daughter from 18 years. When she was 9, 10 years old on the iPad, I said 9 o'clock, iPad finished, yeah?
Yeah.
9:15, the iPad not finished. I throw it out the window. Fuck off. I'm not talking, but on the machine. 9 o'clock is 9 o'clock. Rules, discipline, and respect.
But I
no.
bet she's never disobeyed that order since. So no, I do
No.
respect that. You know, you just chuck a laptop.
Yeah.
God. But you must
You sound
have
like
respect
you sound like you've got a bit of an accent, so you might not be. Where are you from, sir?
No, I live in Liverpool, but I'm half Dutch from Holland and half
okay.
English.
Okay,
I'm with you.
cool.
No, I could hear it. I could hear something.
Yeah,
The
we can hear
the only reason why I mentioned that is because I know a lot of other cultures, they don't even have this conversation.
No, but
They
I
don't
was.
Yeah,
but
they
I
just
see
get
Kitty,
on with
I
it,
see
don't
Kitty
they?
online and I flirted for 6 months with her. No, she's a lovely woman, I swear. No, she's a lovely woman, I swear. But You know, I heard some, but children must have respect, these days.
Yeah.
Children, they go to shit on school. I was on the internet, was live, on the thing. Set from Moroccan guys and one Dutch girl. Pop, 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 pop. Like a machine. They fucked her, she sucked dicks, put it on Snapchat.
Okay. Yes. Well, we got the point anyway. We got the point. Thank you for sharing that. But yeah. We got the point there, certainly, sir. Some cultures, what I was leading to, they don't even have this sort of conversation. Like, if you're bad, you get clapped. Like, in Caribbean cultures, in a lot of other cultures, if you step out of line, you're getting clapped, and that's it. Like,
It does make me laugh though if I see a post of a naughty kid on like doing whatever on TikTok, and then you always see the African lady, send him to me, I'll show him. It just always makes me laugh. Send him to Auntie. It always tickles me.
You want to see the way they deal with autism in Africa, like you want to see the way they deal with it. They want with unruly autism, where you get to the point where people in this country you see them sort of smashing windows, going into shops, doing badness, you want to see how that's dealt with out there. It's funny how they're able to cure that without medicine out there with the belt or whatever.
Just a quick visit with Auntie and it's all settled.
Yeah.
Well, fear is fear. You can put fear into, but there's a difference between, I think, fear and respect. Do you get what I mean? I think you, like that guy's just said, okay, I probably couldn't afford to do that sort of discipline, throw the iPad out the window.
No, I don't think I could.
But it worked.
Yeah, the principle's there, isn't it?
Yeah, you've learned your lesson from that moment.
Yeah, you're never going to do it again, are you? If he says 9 o'clock, you're going to turn it off at 9 o'clock. You're not messing around.
So maybe some people, a clip round the ear roll is their way of throwing the iPad out the window.
Yeah. I get that. I understand it.
I suppose we just got to a point in the day and age where everything's on social media. So you hear about some crazy animals that have attacked their children and that are really abusive to their children and maybe have hurt them and killed them or whatever. And then social services, rather than responding to calls of a child being smacked 3 or 4 times, and then this always happens. They've just let it. They've ignored so many warning signs, and then all of a sudden the child ends up, unfortunately, R.I.P. And
there is good and bad in every situation, but there is never a right. You've never got a right to abuse.
No, abuse is different. Abuse and discipline are two different things. Abuse and discipline are two different things to me.
And unfortunately, some people don't get that. They don't get the line. They don't understand that there is a line. Saying to someone, you'll get a clip round the ear hole or a smack on the back of the legs is totally different to abuse.
When Steph were a kid and she was being a little bugger, I'd tell her, you're going to get a knuckle sandwich in a minute, and I'd put my fist up and just shake my fist at her. But I would never. I'd just say, get a knuckle sandwich.
Yeah, Mia gets it, a knuckle sandwich. But she went to school and said, I'm absolutely frightened. Mummy's going to give me a knuckle sandwich. And they had to pull me in the office.
Wow.
To say, do you actually beat your daughter? And I was like, no, she beats me at this point. And they went, we didn't actually think that, but we have to ask the question. She also told them that I locked her in a cupboard because I used to say to her, you'll go in the naughty cupboard. If you carry on, you'll go in the naughty cupboard. And she told them that I put her in a naughty cupboard as well. She's the same size as me now. How she would have fit in any naughty cupboard, I don't know.
But I suppose this kind of reinforces the argument of discipline. Children will go to their teachers and say, "Mummy said she's going to do this, Daddy said she's going to do this," and then the parent, your child could say something, and this has happened. A child has said something to his teachers, and the teacher said, "Right, you can't go home. I've got to call social services and got to do whole checks." And especially if the dad, I think in this case, the dad had yanked the daughter's arm because she tried to run into a road, and he left a bruise on her arm. and
Wow.
he never saw him for 3 months. A whole load of investigations and stuff, like, and
That's disgusting.
yeah, but I suppose, but you just don't know, do you? This is the problem. Social services, I don't know whether they're too overworked or whether they've got the wrong people in the job. But let's wrap it up, guys. It's a fast show today. Final
Yeah, because
thoughts.
I've got to get ready for my show in a bit.
All right, you go, Brody. Tell us. Give us your final thoughts on discipline in this day and age.
Well, I think there's other ways to deal with it nowadays. I don't think smacking or shouting is even the answer. There's other ways of communication that involves a lot calmer things than shouting. It's gentle parenting, but you can still parent and be gentle about it. You can still be a tough parent and be gentle about it.
For me, it's about
It's about
teaching,
balance, I suppose.
Yeah, it's teaching. It's teaching children discipline and respect.
Yes.
If you can instill that into a child, you won't need to discipline.
No, this is it.
If you can do that, it's a hard job, and I'm not saying that that I'm perfect at it.
No, it's a thankless job. It's a bloody hard job, and
I always say, kids don't come with a manual. We don't know what we're doing.
No, this is it. I mean, the older I've got, the more I've realised. Like growing up, my mum was just a woman trying to figure everything out. And I see it now as a grown-ass woman, but as a kid, I just thought, oh, she knows everything, and because you do, don't you? Look up to your mum, and then when she makes mistakes, it's like, wait a minute.
My final thoughts on this. I'm going to talk for the extreme case, and I think sometimes, especially these young men today, very undisciplined, very unruly, out here committing real bad crimes against women. I feel like something needs to be done, and it's all good us saying, children, their parents need to bring them up properly. They're not doing that. The parents aren't bringing the kids up properly. The kids are all growing up.
Maybe they need parent education. Then parents need more education.
I think what's going to happen is, unfortunately, I think at some point we're going to have some sort of government intervention to sort of because they're looking at the data, and I'm sorry, ladies. The first thing they say is single mums.
Single mothers.
Single mums.
The data
and it is hard.
The data comes from single mums, and of course it's hard. But it's I don't know where we go with it. It's probably one for another show, guys. But guys, you've caught us on a very short show today, guys. I thanked everyone for coming and joining. I'm sorry, guys, that we've just had to leave. This whole show's on YouTube, BNK Live. BRUDDC Entertainment. Guys, thank you very much. Have a good day. Guys, thank you for joining.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
See you later.